Hi, welcome back to Digit.in. Now you've seen the HP Spectre x360 before, you've seen the HP Pavilion x360 before. Well, my name is Vignesh and I present to you the HP Envy x360. Now this again, like its brethren, is a full convertible, and unlike those two, this does not have an Intel CPU. This has a Ryzen 5. There we go, it's an AMD. Let's see how it did in our review though, shall we? Alright then, let's begin with the build and design. The HP Envy x360 certainly looks like it belongs in the rolling suitcase of an experienced sales executive or in the large handbag of a fashion blogger. The all-metal body of the Envy x360 features angular edges and polished accents, which makes the laptop look neat and clean and classy, while giving the user who picks it up sufficient grip. HP is particularly proud of the angle lining around the display hinges, which sports a unique Damascus steel pattern. At 1.2 kilograms, the laptop feels sufficiently light on the hands and on the lap. Opening the display up reveals a glossy 13.3-inch display with thick piano black bezels all around. As on the Pavilion x360, a thick and wide speaker strip takes its place above the keyboard. What feels odd about the keyboard area on the Envy x360 is the placement of the touchpad. It doesn't feel centered in relation to the keyboard unit for some reason. The sides of the laptop house the power button and a volume rocker but skip the fingerprint sensor. Instead, the HP Envy x360 uses a Windows Hello-enabled face unlock system, which, in my experience, works impeccably without missing a single beat. In summary then, the HP Envy x360 scores top marks in the build department. Let's move on. Available only in one size, the HP Envy x360 features a 13.3-inch Full HD touchscreen display that's both bright and colorful. The max brightness is sufficient for working in sunny outdoor spots like balconies, and the colors on the screen appear full and rich. Strangely, the laptop limits the maximum brightness by about 20% when it's used on battery power. Our standard display test revealed that the Envy x360 review unit covered 93% of the colors on the sRGB color scale and 72% of the colors in the Adobe RGB color scale. The screen is otherwise very responsive to touches, making it easy for use in tablet mode. Palm rejection is on point, and writing or drawing becomes an easy affair when you bring out the HP Active Pen that comes bundled with the laptop. Sound from the speaker strip above the keyboard is loud and balanced as long as you don't turn the volume up to maximum. If you do that, the sound distorts and makes you grit your teeth like Electronic tunes like Roixop Forever sound clearest when the volume is maintained between 60 and 70% in a quiet bedroom. Luckily, stereo separation is apparent when watching films and listening to music. Though there isn't much bass heard or felt from the Envy x360's speakers, the Bang & Olufsen drivers do their best to push out low frequencies without tearing them or omitting them completely. In summary then, these speakers will do the job for unplanned video calls and short video watches, but nothing more than that. The HP Envy x360 comes with a small selection of ports. 2 USB 3.1 ports, one on each side that is, one USB 3.1 Type-C port, a round pin power port, a 3.5mm audio jack for headsets, and a microSD card slot. Compared to the single USB port offered by Lenovo on its Yoga 730, HP's Envy seems like a step up. I wish the Type-C port included Thunderbolt 3 support for external monitors. It would have put that Vega 8 graphics card to better use, I feel. Let's move on to the keyboard and the touchpad. Well, sadly, this is one department in which the HP loses squarely to nearly all of its competitors in the same price bracket. The keyboard on the Envy x360 is disappointingly uncomfortable. The keys are too small and they travel very little, especially the ones on the top row. They're also badly in need of better feedback. Keystrokes are hard to register, and as a result, you end up mistyping more often than you should. Because HP has accommodated the home, end, page up and page down keys in a separate column on the extreme right side of the keyboard, the rest of the keys don't feel centered at all. This makes the keyboard even more uncomfortable, in fact. Even if we overlook the absence of brightness control for the backlighting, the keyboard on the Envy x360 is a thorough disappointment. It's best reserved for short emails and nothing else. If you thought the keyboard on the Envy x360 was disappointing, the touchpad is all the more so. To begin with, it's positioned away from the center of the keyboard, so you simply have to shift your fingers a bit to the right to use it. Secondly, the click buttons inside the touchpad are clunky and refuse to respond 2 out of 5 times. Lastly, it does not use Windows 10's precision drivers. Instead, it comes with Synaptic's ungainly touchpad control utility. This means you don't get to use multi-finger taps and gestures the way you can with most modern machines. It also means it moves the cursor while you're typing quite a lot. This can hinder productivity by a great margin if you use all the features of a precision touchpad. There are ways to install precision drivers on the Envy, but they aren't a permanent solution, I'm afraid. HP should honestly learn to move ahead with the times and employ one of Windows 10's best features on all its machines. Let's talk about performance. Now, this is one area where the HP Envy x360 excels. The review unit came with an AMD Ryzen 5 processor with an AMD Radeon Vega 8 internal graphics card. The RAM on board was 8 GB and the storage was taken care of by a 256 GB PCIe solid-state drive. With all this, the Envy managed to bag a decent score on our standard performance benchmark test. Real-world performance on the Ryzen-powered HP Envy x360 was top-notch. Performing everyday tasks like responding to emails, composing documents, playing videos, and editing images online was a breeze. The Envy handled multiple instances of moderately heavy applications like Chrome, Edge, Paint 3D, and Windows Mail without any trouble. Even when the number of tabs on each instance of Chrome rose to over 20, the response of the pages remained consistent. The only fly in this otherwise smooth ointment was the unresponsive and uncooperative touchpad, which didn't let me switch between apps and desktops easily one bit. What's more, I could feel the ample heat on the base of the laptop. Trying to cool the machine down was a distractingly noisy fan that turned on and off every few minutes. On a related note, HP should really learn to cut down on out-of-box bloatware. It's both annoying and unattractive. The minute I set Windows up on the Envy, I saw multiple pop-ups from HP's utilities, and all of them were pretty much unnecessary. The battery on the HP Envy x360 lasted 3 hours 39 minutes on our standard battery benchmark test, which is 26 minutes over the Asus ZenBook Flip S score and a full hour over the Lenovo Yoga 730 score. In real-world scenarios, the Envy returned between 4 and 5 hours of battery life while writing and browsing. On one occasion, I turned the brightness up to 90%, enabled Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, started browsing and writing with music playing loudly in the background, and watched the battery drop from 100 to 62% in about 2 hours. Charging the laptop from 15% took a full 2 hours to do so. While the Envy's battery life is better than the Yoga 730s, it could do a lot better still, considering it's a laptop meant for travel. Well, that's it, folks. There you have it. That's the HP Envy x360 for you. Well, it costs about $77,990 or so, and I'm not sure it brings all that much value for that money, especially when it comes to usability. However, if you liked it, well, there you have it. That's what we think about it. Thanks for watching this video, and if you liked it, please hit the like button below and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.
For the latest technology updates, subscribe to Digit.in and don't forget to hit the bell icon.